Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello and welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. We could not be more thrilled to be with you this week. We have something a little different for you coming up this week.
Well, fun.
It's a little different. Normally, it's obviously we've had the 209 episodes that are the same thing, and it's we say an athlete and we give you a chronological description of their life and crimes and times and fuckery and all that stuff. Nickery, as we like to call it. Whereas today is a little bit different. Today, we are taking an alumni of Crime and Sports, a double alumni, as a matter of fact. Twice. He's a double major. And we're taking him and we're going to
street felonies.
We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate his path to freedom today, it's Lenny Dykstra, everybody. Right. It's Lenny Dykstra, and we'll get into it in a second. But we're going to celebrate. He's been 2 years arrest-free, and he's goddamn thrilled about it.
He is.
And he's proud of it. And you know what? He's chosen to celebrate it with us, and we couldn't think of a better way to do it. We think that's wonderful. See, Lenny's the type of guy, we're comedians. As comedians, the number one thing that we don't like is when you don't have any self-awareness. That's when you suck.
When you take yourself too goddamn seriously.
Exactly. So this is what a comedian does. Normally, if you do something stupid, let's say in public, most people look around, make sure nobody saw it, and then put it back in their mental bank and go, I'll never tell anyone about that ever. Whereas a comedian does that, looks around to see if a bunch of people saw it, hopefully, and if not, either way, they go, I got to write that down and tell everybody that I just did that because I'm a moron.
I hope nobody saw it so that I can write it down so that I have more material.
So in case any of these people are there. Exactly. So that's the difference between a comedian and a normal person, and that's why we like Lenny, because Lenny doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Lenny sent us a ball that says, I did all of that.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? This is a type of personality we can embrace when they're trying to do the right thing and be on the right path. And like we always said about Lenny. Lenny did some dumb stuff, and he's the first one to tell you that, I'm sure, as he'll be on in a minute. We're going to actually have Lenny on the show.
We'll ask him.
We're going to talk about it with him. And I feel like I don't feel like he was ever trying to screw people, even though he did screw some people. I feel like it was always like, okay, I can fix this, and things got out of control.
Wait till this gets great, and then I'll pay it back and make him smile about it.
It's the same confidence that allows you to have an 0-2 count and be like, I'm good, that you need in the majors but in the business world can be great, and it can also, if things go wrong, put you in jail. So that's the problem we'll talk about.
And ruin your assistant.
And ruin other things. But we have to say, though, we do enjoy Lenny, and Lenny has embraced the show since we did the second episode on him. When we first got the initial tweet from Lenny, I saw Lenny Dykstra, we were like,
this could be bad.
They were like, he's going to be pissed at us. And then he's like, this is great. And we were like, this guy's awesome. Okay. This is good stuff. We can embrace this guy.
And the fact that he was never arrested and charged and convicted of crimes against a woman.
He's not
that makes it
beating
easier
women.
to like
He's not molesting kids. He's not doing anything that's violent or anything like that. He's trying to do things in the world, and sometimes things go a little awry. That's all we're going to say. You know what I mean? He didn't Buck Zumhoff anybody. So, I mean, I like how that's a verb now, by the way. He got Buck Zumhoff. He got Zumhoffed big time.
Gross.
He bucked him up bad.
That is disgusting.
He got bucked up, man. If you don't know that reference, listen to Buck Zumhoff, Crime and Sports, because it's disgusting.
And then take a bath after.
And then take a nice bath and tuck your kids in, but don't touch them. Never. So,
hands behind your back when you kiss them on the forehead.
Exactly. Forehead only, please. So we have embraced Lenny as well, and we've kind of taken him into the Crime and Sports family.
Right.
Here, the Crime and Sports movement. He's on social media talking about the shows with the listeners, and he's having a good time. And we wanted to have Lenny initially here. We were going to have him at one of our live shows, and that's how we were going to do this. But since the live shows are so up in the air now, we decided to celebrate the 2 years. And I have to say up front, you're going to hear voicemails just strewn in throughout this thing. I'm going to pepper in a couple here and there as we're talking. Voicemails from teammates, athletes, media people, sports people, celebrities. Yeah, people who the lady who sang the Milli Vanilli hooks is actually has a voice, and it's amazing too, by the way. All of these voicemails we have to thank. First of all, we have to thank Sarah, who has just been on the phone all week talking to Doc Gooden and Kevin Mitchell, and she's had a weird week. Let's just say that. She's been talking to everybody, and also so Lenny's person there, Adam, who's been put Sarah in touch with people, and they've been working together. But man, thank you, Sarah, for busting your ass this week and making this possible, because I didn't talk to any of these people and set any of this shit up. So quickly before we get on the phone with Lenny, just want to say your reviews. Thank you for your reviews over the last week. Get on there, Apple Podcast, that purple icon, give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. Nothing there. Also, go to shutupandgivememurder.com.
You do that.
Head over there for everything crime and sports and small town murder related. We have all sorts of merch up and everything else. There's tons of stuff. Live shows. I mean, buy tickets.
They're there.
They're there. Buy the tickets.
Available.
We don't know when shows are happening, but when they do happen, if you have a ticket, it'll transfer.
You're allowed to come in.
You're allowed to come in. So, as you know, there's been some reschedules, and it's a nightmare. So,
and I assure you, if you're frustrated by it, multiply it by 20.
Multiply it by 20. Yeah, make it also, what you like to do and what you've tried to do for your whole entire career, and how you make your living. And take all that away.
And then imagine that you live in the hottest city in America.
And you can't get out of it.
And in August, you're supposed to be in fucking New York City.
Yeah, or Portland,
Detroit
even, or somewhere where other than here.
Not 115.
Yes, instead, we're stuck here. So, as far as that goes. But you can get your tickets. That's all you can do there. And check out Small Town Murder if you haven't yet. I don't know what the hell you're thinking. Check out Small Town Murder on every Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out P.S. I Hate This Movie every Friday, where we make fun of bad romantic comedies and skewer them. And check that out. So that's every Friday. Listen to all that stuff. Do all that stuff. And if you want to be a producer, a hero of ours, damn it, you can do that very easily. And we'll talk about you at the end of the show in glowing terms. Jimmy will mispronounce your name.
Surely.
It'll be beautiful. You can do that also, and you'll get access to lots of bonus material.
Stop telling me to type this.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
He's going to scribble it.
It's much easier the way my system is my system, and I'm not going to fuck with it because I'll ruin it.
You should just leave it the way it is.
And then people get mad.
You missed me. Well, you wanted me to type it.
Yeah. You happy now?
Yeah, exactly.
I said Beverly's name correct. Are you proud of me?
Wow. I didn't misspell it in my fucking chicken scratch handwriting. So do that. Patreon this week. We have a funny one this week for Crime and Sports, and you get access to Crime and Sports and Small Town Murder bonus with the $5 deal there.
We're not going to screw you.
This week it's going to be on I watched The Dark Side of the Ring on Dr. D. David Schultz.
Awesome.
He's the wrestler who slapped John Stossel, the 2020 reporter, just paintbrushed him, which was the most hilarious thing in the world. So I watched that, and because the guy was trying to say wrestling was fake, and David Schultz is like, "Is this fake? How's that feel? That fake?" And he's smacking him. So it's funny because Stossel thought he was doing this big expose in 1985, which was ridiculous. So we're going to do a little history of the media saying wrestling is fake, basically, and like the history of people going, "No, it's not. Yes, it is." And we'll show that for 65 years before that, this was not an expose thing, and John Stossel was just picking his own ass, and he deserved to get slapped. So that's basically the premise of it, and it's funny. We're going to talk about some old timey newspaper shit, good stuff. That's this week, and we have different stuff every week. That's patreon.com/crime-and-sports, and if you want to just make a one-time donation just to be a nice person, you can do that over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. Right. That said, I think it's time to get to the man of the hour.
Great.
And let's talk to Lenny and see what we're going to see what he's been up to, and get a little background, see where he's going.
Yeah.
Hopefully not back to jail. That's what we're all going to hope for,
hopefully
including
every day,
Lenny.
Right back home.
Right back home, safe and doing well. So we're going to get to that. Here it comes. Everybody, me and Jimmie and Lenny Dykstra. What a fun time. Let's get to it.
Hey, Lenny, it's Kamal from the Jerky Boys, man. Calling to congratulate you on your achievement. And I'm really happy for you. And I hope you hang in there like the way you did on Darryl Strawberry's cock in the locker room. I'm just really glad that things are going good for you. You're a great clutch player. I'm glad I didn't invest any money with you because I'd be out on the street. But no, you're doing good, Lenny. All right, man. Get rid of the chewing tobacco. Okay, I'll see you later.
Hello, this is Kurt Schilling, and I'm calling to leave a message for my boy, prisoner 487-36942, formerly known as Lenny Dykstra. It's Shill Lenny, so you have to know Lenny talks with the list, and anybody that knows that. He used to call me Cy, C-Y, but when he would say it, it would sound like Thigh. So, I'm golfing one day in California. We're playing the Dodgers, and we're at some country club in Beverly Hills, and I'm playing, and Randy Johnson and I are playing, and I'm on the tee box, and I hear this from at the top of his lungs. I hear this, Sigh, and I'm like, what the hell? I turn around, and Lenny's driving over a tee box in his golf cart at like this $1 billion golf club, yelling as he drives up and pulls up to the tee box and says hello. That was Lenny, a runaway golf cart. By far, one of the smartest hitters I ever played with. Funny as hell. Another story. So in 1993, all right, we're at home, and Lenny's talking about the Elton John song "Philadelphia Freedom," and Lenny is trying to pass off that Elton John wrote that song about him, despite the fact that the song was written like 20 years before Lenny ever made the big leagues. So, but he thought he could get you to believe it. Lenny, probably the hardest of hardcore gamblers I've ever played with. He sucked me into the Veterans card game my first road trip, and I lost more money than I thought I was going to make on that one flight. And Lenny kept looking at me going, dude, it's not you, dude. It's not you. It's the cards, bro. It's the cards, bro. They'll turn. But Lenny, congratulations on 2 years handcuffs free. I know this is a big day for you, and I'm proud of you. But I'm going to be serious for a second and just tell you that, I love you to death, and I'm glad to see you on the other side. Doing, I don't know if it's productive, but you're doing something. And, you always got a friend here, buddy. So anyway, happy second anniversary, cellmate, Dykstra, and wish all the best, brother.
All right, we are here. We have with us the man, the myth, and you know what? A goddamn pretty decent cat right here with us right now. Joining us, Lenny Dykstra, our first guest on the Crime and Sports podcast ever. Right. So thank you for joining us, Lenny.
Well, didn't we have Dan on the...
We had Dan on, but he's not an alumni. He's a comedian.
Yeah, this is the first guy.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's an honor and a privilege to be a guest. Number one, I know, like you said, you might have had one, or I don't know. But so that being said, this is it's a typical day in the life of Lenny Dykstra. Who else celebrates 2 years of being arrest-free,
That's what we like about you, Lenny, is that you would take that and say, you know what? It's been 2 years. Let's make a big deal out of this. Let's not pretend shit never happened. And that's why we like you, because as comedians, we said earlier, yeah, as comedians, if something terrible happens to us, we like to write it down and tell everybody, where normally people hide the bad shit that happens to them. That's why we like you. You have the spirit of a comedian, where if something bad happens to you, you're not one to go hide in the closet and pretend like it never happened. You're like, yep, it happened. So we enjoy that about you.
Right. I mean, I'm right here right now, and I've always been that way. With people either love me or hate me. And again, the same way when I play, like when I lead off a game on the road, I would take a long time to get in that box, because remember, at that point, at that moment in time, I controlled the 50,000 people in the stands. I controlled everybody at that ballpark, because they couldn't start the game till I got in the box. that was power.
And much like comedy, there's a psychological thing that you're trying to do there. The comedian's trying to do it to an audience. You're trying to do it to the pitcher. Right. So it's the same type of thing. Letting him know he's on your timeline.
Photo tape playing at least 5 years in a row for a reason.
You're the goddamn MC of that show.
Exactly. That's the way.
They don't know. They're not going to sit down until you say so, and they're not going to stop ordering drinks until you say so. That's
exactly
that's some power to have as the first guy.
Yeah. Now it's been 2 years since the Uber thing. So you've had 2 years of reflection. How's it been going? What have you been up to in those 2 years? What have you been trying to do with yourself?
Yeah. So that's a good point. I mean, like, I've been, I'm not going to say there haven't been some close calls in 2 years. I mean, I have had some, put your hands behind your bed, but that's just part of life. And so, but again, what I've been doing is just going forward, meaning like before in my life, it was always about trying to score touchdowns. And now I'm okay with first downs. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah!
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I just try to look back at what happened. There's a lot of things that I did I'm not proud of. I'm the first one to admit that. But did I deserve to get locked in a cage for a couple of years? I mean, that'll come out later when people. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye. But the bottom line is what I did. I had to adjust. And I got in. I read my first book there. Right?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Cool. That's in the great tradition.
I just read my first one last year, so it didn't take an arrest to do it, but I just did it also.
It took an arrest for me to become Benny Hanna in that too.
I do like the dismount that you made from crime to not necessarily even a life of crime, just making mistakes and such. The dismount that you make, you kind of went a little nuts there. You ran to you did Howard Stern's interviews, which are fun, and I've loved Howard since I was a kid. I grew up listening to him, but Howard always has to go the extreme too, like try to get something crazy out of you, and then it took your oral skills to make that. Yeah, that's what Howard wanted out of it, which is awesome. That's what Howard does. He's so great.
Well, I feel like Howard wanted you to be like the Iron Sheik of baseball, right. Basically. Yeah. Like you're going to come out and tell people you're going to fuck them in the ass and make them humble and shit.
The thing about that is. When he wants to do an interview, I mean, he's the best.
And you got to do it.
Yeah, telling the truth or not.
I love it.
So we did it off there.
He will find out directly if you're not being honest with him. He'll pull that out and make you look like a fool.
He's got a whole staff.
He does. a whole bunch of people sitting behind glass over there.
Yeah,
they're like, he's not being really honest. We just Googled that fact.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll punish somebody for that too.
Yeah.
How you doing? This is TJ Dolan calling from Dolan's Bar in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, where Lenny Dykstra is not only one of our favorite patrons, he's also our fucking spirit animal. We love Nails! And we're real proud of him for staying out of the clink for the last 2 years. My man, our spirit animal, Lenny Nails Dykstra, batting number 4, Lenny Dykstra. Swing, long drive, deep left center field. Could it be? Out of here. The dude with another 2 years out of the clink.
Hey, Lenny. This is Rabbi Shmuel Metzger calling on behalf of my congregation, the Chabad Sutton. Big mazel tov on the Herculean achievement, huge victory, the 2-year winning streak. As you know, the Torah is replete with characters who dropped the ball at one point in their life, but stayed in the game and never lost confidence. They just kept on playing. As long as we have a heartbeat, we're in the game. Life is and character is like a baseball glove. Every day, we got to work it in, work on ourselves, and it's a tremendous accomplishment, and we are so incredibly proud of you. Keep up the great work, because we need you on this side of the fence.
Lenny, Robert Fick. What the fuck, dude? Congratulations, brother. Fucking 2 years clean. Well, 2 years not arrested. Let's not call it clean. Well, maybe. Who knows? But anyways, man, congratulations on acting like a little bitch now and not getting arrested and walking that straight line. And you must be trying to get back into MLB or something. I don't know. But anyways, man, seriously, we miss you out here in California. And when you get back into Cali, lose my number.
Yeah, he's brutal, but I love him. He's an amazing human being.
Hey, dude, I love you too, though, man. You see your show? I mean, everyone I talk to listens to your show now, and awesome. It's awesome because of your angle, but it's serious, but it's not serious, and that's what makes it so cool, because it's real life stuff, and so I heard my name mentioned on there, and like I said, I had to reach out to you guys. I'm all cool in the game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And we dig that a lot.
So, Jamie, you're leading the show. Jimmy's right there with you, man.
Thanks for recognizing.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
We try our best to be as entertaining as possible, but we don't want to just be what everything else is, and we want to put what we are, too. And the amount of flaws that both of us have combined is...
And we want to be fair to people, too. We don't want to be shitheads or sensationalize anything. Man. We don't want to be Ron Darling over here.
That's why you guys have a great show.
Yeah.
We're trying not to be Ron Darling.
6-7 million each,
It's hard to look down on people when you've got flaws yourself, and then to just throw people under the bus, a la Ron Darling. You look like a fucking asshole, and we don't. I mean, we're both assholes, but we're not here to hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what it
is. And that's a thing.
Exactly. And the thing about me is if I'm going to hurt somebody or do something, I'll do it right in their face.
Yeah.
That's why. People either love me or hate me because they kind of want what I have. They just don't have the balls to go after it,
Yeah.
So, but you have to have the haters. If I don't have the haters, you know what I mean? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it comes down to humility. I mean, that's really what it is.
Uh-huh.
And so, when you're making all this money and you're built like a Greek statue, and
tell me what that's like.
And then you start running over people, and it becomes all about money, and that becomes the main source. And it was almost like the money god came down to me and said, "Listen, motherfucker, here you go, take this." So, and again, like everything else, they took it way down. Okay?
Yeah.
So, because once you're in the cooler, the next day, step from there is death, right?
Generally, yeah. If you stay long enough.
Yeah.
The next step down, there's nowhere to go. The only place lower from there is death.
Yeah. Having that realization, Lenny, when you got out and you moved into having a normal life and figuring out how to just be day to day, what have you done the last 2 years to keep yourself occupied? What do you do? There's got to be income of some sort. Are you doing personal appearances and
also did you take your pension yet? I know.
Yeah. So that's a great point. I've done a lot of appearances and stuff, but I've done a lot of real estate transactions.
Oh boy!
And
Lenny,
be careful, Lenny.
Yeah, but, I mean, on a serious note, if you really look at my businesses and what I've done, I was always successful. It wasn't until 2008 when the world ended that I got this big organization called the federal government pissed off at me, and it's kind of a wrong group to have mad at you.
Yeah. That's actually true. For everybody out there who doesn't know,
they told me I was getting indicted. I was like, what's that? Remember, you're talking about you had to pay $20 million in taxes. And Mr. Josie, I remember, I will never forget when I looked, and it said the United States of America versus Lenny Dykstra.
Yeesh.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
So, that's a whole different world, another world I never knew.
Are all 300 million of them pissed at me? What the fuck happened?
That's an awfully big stadium to get food in.
Jesus Christ, it's a road game.
Right. That's a war I didn't want. But what you do, though, is you either, you can kind of take that line from Shawshank Redemption when he said, either get busy living or get busy dying.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Instead of feeling sorry for myself and blaming everybody, I just, thought about things and would read and know Benny Hanna, but thought about more things. And at the end of the day, I'm a better person because of it. I'm not telling people to go to the cooler for 2 years to become a better person, but there's sometimes you need to get some humility. But like I said, my everything I do is like I'm either flying a private jet or I'm in the cooler. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground.
That's amazing.
That's a terrifying life.
It is.
Hey, Lenny, it's Hank at Fox 29. Congratulations on 2 years out of jail, I guess. You know what, man? You've always been an energy guy. Your whole life, you've been an effort dude. You did the things necessary to get thrown in jail. The last couple of years, you've been garbage. You haven't lifted a finger. You want to do the time? Get your dead rear end off the couch and do the crime. Are you trying to stay out of jail? Good job, buddy. Congratulations.
Hey, this is Josh Ennis from the Josh Ennis Show, where Lenny Dykstra is a regular, and by regular, I mean he's been on 2 times. We're out of Houston, where Lenny tells you it will be the best pussy town in baseball. It's the place that he and Harry Callis shared a hot tub together with 2 naked, big-breasted women. But we love Lenny Dykstra. We're big fans. In fact, Lenny was on our show last week peddling some sort of coronavirus test, but I feel like you'd already have the vaccine. If you just inject yourself with Lenny's semen, I'm fairly certain you will never get any sort of virus, and that includes the coronavirus. But I hope you guys are celebrating big tonight because Lenny hasn't been arrested for 2 years, and we're so excited. We hope that Lenny has his best teeth in, or that he found just his normal teeth. And we love you, Lenny, and here's to 2 more years of not going to jail.
Lenny, this is Ken Cage from Airplane Repo. Living in Delco, outside of Philly, big Philly fan, loved watching you play, and I'm just calling to wish you congratulations on 2 years without an arrest. You stole a lot of things here in Philly, but everything was legal here. I actually have to call and kind of leave you a little notification here. That Gulfstream that got repoed, I'm not saying I did repo it, but I'm not saying I didn't. But the next one, you're with me, brother. Let's go out and repo some planes. Congratulations. Wishing you 2 more years of crime-free living. Talk soon.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
Now, I have to ask, because for people who don't know, Lenny had a very successful kind of car wash empire there that he sold for a really good amount of money. That was a very successful endeavor. So from success from baseball through that's obviously a pretty good track record of success from the time of being a teenager. Yeah. So does that make it so when things start to go awry, you think that I'm going to get myself out of this? It's 0-2 and it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm going to chip a couple off if he tries to get me on the outside corner, and I'm going to loop one over the second baseman's head. Is that what you're thinking going into the whole mess with real sports and all that? I feel like that's how it was. You were always thinking, I can get myself out of this, rather than I'm going to scam people. Is that accurate?
What is his name? That's a great. That actually defines, and a lot of that comes from because of my success on the baseball field.
Yeah.
Again, when it comes to playing baseball and being successful at it, like Billy Bean said, he was my roommate, because I didn't let failure get in the way, or I always knew that I would get out of it, or scratch out a hit, or get a walk, do something. But this scenario was a lot different because, and I tried that too, by the way. See, most people, when you see it, remember, no way, banks are closed and there's no liquidity. But most people would stash them away. I went the other way. I started flying on my jet more, and I said, fuck this, man. If I'm going down, I'm going down in flames. And so, yeah, like one of the funniest stories is being my Rolls Royce being repossessed right at the steps of my airplane.
You're going to dance with the devil, you may as well lead, Lenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, like, life is supposed to be fun. Sometimes we forget that.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we also have some people like me that take fun to a new level, and that can be kind of problematic.
Sure.
So, like, when I travel on the road, I would have to always take two people because they'd have to take shifts. One would have to rest up. And
to watch you?
They can't keep up with me. Nails, man.
You're like baseball Ric Flair, like that. Like they'd have to send watchers after you. Make sure he gets out of the bar by 4. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, not really the bars, though. What everybody might see in the bar, I got a little smarter there. And the bar thing it's like too loud. You can like, talk to people. You can't hear music scream. So I just had my boys just bring the bar to my presidential suite.
That's a better idea.
By the time, even though Miss Williams would delay a lot of the games or a lot of the entertainment after, but eventually we'd get there. And it's all about the maturity, see? And that's called, like, maturity. Instead of hanging out at bars, I just made it real simple. And I never stayed at a team hotel with the Phillies the whole time I was there.
Really?
You keep it private?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, keep it private.
Is there? So, I mean, obviously, athletes have. You
don't want the traveling secretary up seeing what the fuck you're doing. Right. That's not his business.
Obviously, there's tons and tons of sex that's happening with traveling athletes, especially back then too. During the 80s and 90s, I feel like it was much more prevalent then because there wasn't the TMZ and there wasn't the hard copy that was out in the streets. Do you have anything apart from the giant sausage that Strawberry packs? Do you have any sort of like a banana story that you haven't told anybody else?
Anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you only knew. I mean, shit, like you have a whole, like, 5 hours on it. The best things are all true. But yeah, by the way, Strawberry, it is a hammer, dude. I mean,
you said you needed therapy afterwards.
Therapy, 2 years of therapy. But let's get past it because I start getting traumatized again if I think about it.
Lenny went into a slump. His confidence was off.
So on the circuit, so on the road, the way it was on the road, we had one lot of wine plays, okay? Like it was like, okay, we're going to their house, we're taking their money, we're fucking their way, okay? Meaning, like, and anybody brings their wife on the road, we're fighting. So you're talking to the other team, we're fighting, okay? So, but the problem is, the one city we had trouble, my boys had trouble lining up the talent, was Pittsburgh. And because, it's like a lot of coal miners' daughters there.
We've been to Pittsburgh.
Motherfuckers. 2 U-Haul trucks pull him up to the University of Pitt, back him up, and say, everyone drinks and party all on Dykstra, come to his suite. Next thing I know, Pittsburgh went from the worst town to the best town. I'm going to the ballpark the next day. I'm walking over these passed out people, and again, it was, the best part was when I'd come back after the game, and I'd get a couple hits, and people would look at me like, you're the same guy? Like there's got to be three of you,
Hi, my name is Jody Rocco. This is a message for Lenny. I just wanted to say congrats on not getting arrested in the past 2 years. Hopefully this will last. But if not, you gotta blame it on something. Blame it on the Uber driver, he's a liar. Blame it on the stars, you were kidnapped at night. Whatever you do, don't put the blame on you. Blame it on the rain, yeah. Congratulations and stay out of trouble.
Hey, this is Carter Page, just calling to give a big shout out to Lenny. I've learned a lot from Nails about what exactly is the right philosophy to become a champion. And I see it in almost every conversation we have, and it largely all comes down to one thing: perseverance. Basically, in other words, the fact that you just need to keep on trying. Inevitably, when you get up to the plate, you're not going to hit a home run every time at bat. But with a lot of focus and dedication, you'll almost certainly raise your batting average. And the same holds true for pretty much everyone in every profession, not just big league sports. But the defining characteristics of the exceptional amount of heart and energy that Lenny pours into the game helps explain how he's achieved so much over the years. It also explains some of the challenges he's faced too. On a closely related note, one of the most interesting things about Lenny is that he's truly a competitor at heart too. He doesn't like to lose. The problems arise when you're up against other major league competitors with really big egos. They'll unsurprisingly try to bring you down. And I guess it's part of the reason how he ended up on James and Jimmie's podcast here. I'm not going to name some of the rivals that he's been up against in his career, but inevitably many of you know who I'm thinking of. I've had some similar battles involving the CIA and FBI during my years as an alleged Russian agent, so I understand his thrill of victory as well as some of the agonies of defeat too. If there's one other thing I've come to learn about Lenny, it's the way that he talks straight and tells people exactly what's on his mind. No sugarcoating. Of course, that sometimes has gotten him in a bit of trouble as well, and it isn't always pretty. But going back to perseverance, more often than not, it all ends up terrific for him. Speaking of which, happy anniversary, Lenny. It's been great to get to know you, and I wish you all the best for many big accomplishments over the years to come.
Hey Nails, this is 12-year-old Natalie Rubin. I'm a Phillies fan from Pietragallo, Pennsylvania. Just want to say congrats on 2 years without getting arrested. We're all proud of you. Keep up the good work. Bye.
But one great story that no one really knows about is, I don't know if you remember Roger King. You remember he's the guy who founded King World. He's dead now. But Jeopardy, Oprah.
Yeah, he was a producer.
Oh, okay.
He's a whale.
Yeah, he's a producer.
He's a whale. But so we'd have parties all the time in L.A. at the Peninsula. That's where I met Will Chamberlain, and he's sitting there and his knees are almost up to my face. And I said, listen, I don't care about all the women. I want to know how the fuck you scored 100 points in a fucking game. Yeah, it was cool. But so Roger King and our teammates were there too, So we had a day game. It was Saturday. We had a day game in LA the next day. And so Roger King is a degenerate gambler and everything else. But the game goes to the 10th inning. I end up getting the game-winning hit. And I get on the team bus and I get a call from Roger King. You motherfucker, you better. I said, bro, what happened? And I'm like, what? He says, You cost me $500,000, man. How the fuck can you win that game? You party until 5 in the morning.
He cost the man money.
He thought he had you.
Yeah. He kept you up all night with booze, women, and
you're gonna lose.
Unbelievable.
He tried to Lawrence Taylor you,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. It's like the old Lawrence Taylor story where he would send
pictures of kamikazes and hookers to these rooms, and get them super tired so that the next day he could beat them off the line.
Yeah,
and he did it constantly. And look at his Hall of Fame numbers.
That's amazing.
See, that's right. It makes the world go around. See, I was never a hooker kind of. They never have been. Never stripped point.
Yeah.
Like the day I have to give a girl a dime because I have to. Is the day I'm a ballerina dancer. The day I give a girl a buck because I want to. So, like, that wasn't my scene. I'm more into the not all the makeup and I don't like the chicks with the bolt-ons. I'm out here in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
And every chick has a bolt-on.
You're a wine and dine romance guy. That's adorable. I love that.
Yeah, like the no makeup, the white cotton panties, like the, what I mean? The conservative look.
He likes the classics.
Yeah.
Lenny's a classic man.
Yeah, I'm a traditional guy. I mean, like I tell my girls, don't tell me to pull your hair. Don't tell me to choke you. You put your finger in my ass, I'll break it off, okay? Okay, here we go.
No, at heart.
Solid rules to live by.
Look at you. He's a romancer, this guy. I like it.
He wants consent, that's all.
It's
Just
beautiful.
wants it the right way.
And no fingers in his ass.
That's
that
right.
also is what he's not looking for.
Also consent.
Yeah.
Well done, Lenny.
Exactly.
That'll keep you from getting Me Too'd, my friend. You're living the right path. I like it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I've changed that a little bit, though, now, because, I've always been kind of ahead of the curve, and you see, when you're 5'9" and you're trying to, be the best that you can be in the best players in the world.
Oh, God,
remember,
you're preaching
making it to the major league.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not talking about the best player in California or New York or
your town or your city. Yeah.
Or Japan or Korea or Dominican Republic. So if you break camp and you're one of the 9 starters, you're basically saying you're one of the 9 best players in the world.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty tall statement, but the thing that's kind of crazy and James and Jimmie that people don't know is that I played with so many players that had just as much talent as I did in the big leagues, but they just couldn't get over the hump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or someone cockblocks them, because remember, not only do you have to get to the big leagues, then you have to take someone's job.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Someone's been there before you.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And then you got to stay next year when somebody else that's younger than you is trying to take your job.
Well, exactly. See, that's why I'm lucky. I played when I did before steroids and all that stuff was illegal, because I couldn't have made it. I mean, I'm not lying to you. Baseball is a rigorous schedule. It's a type of schedule in professional sports. I mean, it's 162 games. So basically 6 months, and then another month of spring training.
Hey, Lenny, it's your old pal, Cousin Sal, calling in. How about that? 2 years without an arrest. I'm not sure what's sadder, a man celebrating 2 years without an arrest, or me leaving a voice message for a podcast roasting a man celebrating 2 years without an arrest. By the way, I love that you're counting the 3 months we were under quarantine and not allowed to leave our houses. Turns out, Lenny, the cops won't bother busting you for public urination when you're drunkenly pissing on the ramen noodles in your own pantry. I swear, the coronavirus is scared of getting infected by Lenny. It's actually a miracle Lenny doesn't have corona. The only real explanation at this point is that performing cunnilingus on rich elderly women is the cure to COVID-19. But seriously, we're here roasting Lenny because he is a star. Speaking of a star, that's the same rating he received from the Uber driver who he tried to murder in 2018. For those of you unfamiliar, most people know Lenny Dykstra by his number 4 or also by his inmate number 29601. Lenny was called Nails because he wasn't flashy like other players. In fact, the only jewelry he ever wore was a court-mandated ankle bracelet. Lenny's such a famously bad negotiator, even his 3-year prison sentence included a 4th-year option. And people think a few months ago he was rummaging through a dumpster searching for his dentures. The truth is, he was really just hiding from the police. Lenny Dykstra loved both Philadelphia and doing drugs so much, he once tried to smoke the crack in the Liberty Bell. And Lenny, he once led the league in walks. That's not surprising. What crackhead wouldn't want a free base? But you have to hand it to Lenny. He's paid his debt to society. Unless you count the hundreds of thousands of dollars he's ripped off fans he's convinced to invest in his various house flipping schemes. Hey, quick question. What do Lenny's toes and his children have in common? He hasn't seen either in decades. I'm just kidding, Lenny. I saw a recent picture of you. You look great. Your hydroxychloroquine cocaine mixture is really paying off. Anyway, congratulations, Lenny. You've made the seamless transition from the big house to a degenerate fan's guest house. 2 more years! 2 more years! 2 more years! 2 more years!
Yeah, hi, this is Dr. Howard Samuels calling about Lenny Dykstra. I'm actually his therapist in Los Angeles. I cannot believe you have not been arrested for 2 years. I mean, who knew that you would be so free and not in prison? First of all, I am very impressed. Congratulations, Lenny. It is a beautiful thing. From, the time that you spent in prison in Los Angeles to, having the shit beat out of you by the sheriff's deputies to all the insanity that I can't even talk about legally. All right. But I got to tell you, I love you to death. Keep up the good work and always remember it's progress, not perfection. Love you, Lenny. Bye.
Hi, this is Johnny Jackhammer. I was just leaving my thing for Lenny Dykstra. All right. So nails. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I remember growing up watching your games and thinking, man, what a ball player. While I mentioned Stern, I was pretty excited to see you, man. I said to myself, Jesus Christ, Lenny Dykstra really let himself go. Nails, as much of a hero you were on the field, off the field, not so much, with various run-ins of the law and many other suspect activities. You've fallen on some tough times, brother, but you know what? You're still the baddest pussy-eating motherfucker out there. Love you, Jackhammer.
But, I guess, but speaking of that, what do you guys think about this? They're going to actually play games with no people in the stands?
I can't imagine. I don't know. Okay, I love baseball. It's my number one sport. I'm a baseball junkie from the time I was a little kid. Baseball, from the outside, is not the most exciting game to watch visually, like on a television screen, for someone who's not a huge fan, if they're not looking at the intricacies of the game. Right. So to take away...
you're right. It's anarchy.
Yeah, to take away the emotion, not only of the fans, but this one proposal says they're not allowed to high five or fist bump or anything. So it takes away all emotion. So some guy's going to hit a home run, calmly walk around the bases, and then have his teammate nod to him as he goes to the well, who the fuck wants to watch that?
And the sound of the crowd roaring when that home run is hit, or when that final out is caught, or when whatever's at stake in that game, when what is at stake is won, there's celebration to be had, and when there's thousands upon thousands of people in unison enjoying that moment, that's what makes baseball baseball. When you delete that, baseball is a piece of shit.
Yeah, right on. You are on point. Because you know what? I love playing on the road. I mean, look, what got me off was silence in the crowd. Okay,
hell yeah.
That got me off. Okay, at home with Philly, that was awesome. The best fans, but it was on the road, especially in fucking Atlanta. It's that tomahawk chop.
That racist horse shit.
Yeah. Well, I always, so remember, I was a lead outfielder. So remember, there's about an 8-minute period where I literally control the whole stadium, the people on the field, the TV cameras, and everyone else, because they can't start that game until I get in the box, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I would take on the road. I'd take long strolls and walk out there like I had a 15-inch cock, and maybe yelling, and like
strolling up like Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, because that was power. Because they couldn't start till I got in the game, till I got in the box.
Yeah,
it's true.
And so the catcher would say, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "How am I doing?" What the fuck do you care? I don't care how you're doing. So shut the fuck up. Okay?
Well,
now they're all playing video games together, but again, it's about money. Money makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. They're doing this all about money.
Yeah. Well, you always had you always had like a wrestler mentality as a ball player. Like I always said, if Lenny was bigger, he'd have made a great wrestler when he retired because you had this, you'd have been an amazing villain. I feel like you understand the psychology of a crowd and that sort of thing. So I always thought you would have relished in making people boo and shit like that. And you would have been good at it. So I always thought that, and that I'm glad to hear you say that because
my blood grandfather and my blood uncle, are full-blown, I'm full-blown, my last name was Leswick, I'm adopted, and so Tony Leswick won, and he won 3 Stanley Cups in the NHL, so they were all hockey players, so a lot of people said I should have been a hockey player, but there's not a lot of ice in Hollywood, you know what I mean?
It's also the personality. The hockey embraces personality still. Baseball dilutes it because of A-Rod and Jeter's success of having no personality really outside of in the game. There's no personality there. Outside there's some, but they keep it all on a leash and keep that.
Everybody wants to be agreeable now. Right. Everybody wants to look like they're sponsorable. Hey, look at me. I'm easy to work with.
Come have a chat, Adidas. Yeah. I prefer the personality.
Everyone wants to be agreeable, and I mean, again, it's like baseball. When I played, it was like we're playing for real money here. This is real business. Like if you don't prepare yourself in whatever you have to do, it's like everything else in life. You gotta get the results. Okay, I don't care if you go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night or you go to sleep at 4 in the morning. At the end of the day, it comes down to the results. And if you don't get the results, you're going to be replaced, period.
Yes, this is Kevin Mitchell. I'm here to roast Lenny Dykstra. He's a little sawed-off, short Steve McQueen look-alike that I don't like, LOL. But he's a great dude inside, and I love him. But I love that he's ain't been locked up in the last 2 years. He don't have them chains on right now, and he don't have any teeth. So, Lenny, if you're listening to this is Kevin Mitchell's roasting you, little dummy.
Hey guys, great podcast. Eleanor Kerrigan here. I'm just calling, of course, to congratulate the great Lenny Dykstra. Wow, congratulations, buddy. 2 years, no arrest. That's completely insane. I'm so proud of you. If you ever get bored and, you need a little ass play, you could always go over to Mickey Rourke and have a good old time. Congrats, buddy. Go get that ass raped.
Hey, guys, it's Tony Bruno. Sorry, better late than never. I talked to the whole gang. I'm all ready to go. So are we rolling, as we like to say? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hello there, Lenny Dykstra. Tony Bruno here from the Harry Callis Memorial Hot Tub. Actually, I'm in Philly. Lenny, always great to have you on the show. Congratulations, man. I knew you could do it. Haven't I been telling you this for a long time? It is time to get back out and get loose. Get yourself out of Phoenix. Get out of California. get back here in Pennsylvania so we can grab some Red Man dip, a case of Boyd and Blair vodka from upstate Pennsylvania, and head over to your favorite bars in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. No more crime in sports, except on this podcast. We're going to get out there, we're going to do the House of Nails, and we're going to do it, baby, like it's 1993 all over again, man. Hope to see you soon. Let's get out there and let's get it out of here. The dude, Lenny Dykstra.
Hey, Lenny, my name's Kurt Schlichter. I'm an author, I'm a military guy, and I'm a lawyer. As a lawyer, I want to thank you. Thank you for going 2 years without a bus. That's great, but there are a lot of guys out there who need new cars. So if you decide to go in another direction, that may help out some of the lawyer guys. Just say it. And as a military guy, I specifically want to thank you because I know you've got all our backs, especially as Memorial Day weekend. I know you're a big supporter of the troops, and we sure as hell appreciate it. And as for Ron Darling, he can kiss my ass. Anyway, keep up the good work, Lenny. Keep out of jail. Keep giving them hell. Fight the power. Thanks. Bye-bye.
That goes for any business.
Yeah, that's a business.
That's anything. We're comedians. That's like if you don't crush and you don't kill,
you're right.
No one's going to pay to see you.
That's why guaranteed contracts have really halted the performances of players because there's something about, again, one of my things with women is, or not. It's not my saying, but it's my thinking is the promise of money.
Yeah.
Is actually more powerful than the money itself. See, but you can take that statement.
That's
any line.
Lenny. That is comedy in a nutshell because it's the dangling of the carrot that you always chase that you're never going to get. Do you know what I mean? Like they always tell you there might be bookers here tonight. Have a great set. You know what I mean? Or
the opposite. It's an industry thing. There's a showcase. Hey, there's industry people here, and you're like, oh shit.
Exactly.
Same goes with sports.
The only thing is, most people don't have like 350 women chasing after trying to castrate them.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's some of the greatest fucking aliases, like Winston Stone. Okay, I mean, come on, that was badass. Or Riley Hamill, or Parker Hamilton. Okay,
that's not a tough guy.
It depends on the role I was playing. I was playing basically a Lucky Sperm Club member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I was far from that. I mean, I was very fortunate to grow up in a great family, but there were 6 kids, and I had to fight for a bed. But you're talking to a guy that had one friend in high school. I mean, I only had one friend in high school, and the only reason I had a friend is because I need somebody to play catch with. You know what I mean?
Jesus. Now, was that by choice, or were you kind of just not? Because you're a very social guy, and you're a very well-liked guy.
No, in high school I was. I never went to a dance, and never went to a party, never had a beer. It was all about. It was just like I was born in the middle. I grew up in a middle-class family. I was a middle child. So I hated the middle. So I did everything in my power to make sure I didn't live in the middle. Mm-hmm. So my gift, or my ability wasn't so much book smarts. It was the baseball, hitting the baseball, and that came natural to me. So I made that my mission on earth. And people used to laugh at me when I say I'm going to be playing in the big leagues. And again, they just made me work harder. And that's what I think the fans in New York and Philadelphia love, is they love an underdog. And so,
No, I grew up in New York, and that was the way it was. If you ran into a wall to catch a ball, whether you caught it or not, didn't matter. The fact that you're willing to run into the wall to try to catch it means that you get the fans' undying devotion in the Northeast. That's just how we are as people.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. See, they're paying a lot of money to watch these games. So, like, when the game would end, I always had, like, my own little, little system. I would immediately walk to my locker, okay, sit on my stool, and say to myself, if I were a fan, would I have paid money to watch me play? Okay? And that's how I judge myself. And even if I went 0 for 4, the answer was always yes, okay?
Yeah.
Except one time. There's only one time my correct answer was no.
What happened there?
I knew that was coming. It's a great story. It's a classic story. It's not going to sound as funny like telling you, but it's still funny because so later on in my career, you know, when we get older, like Fregosi, who ran the streets pretty good too, was my manager, and he'd always give me Sunday day games off, Sunday after night games or Saturday night games, so I get the rest. So we're in Florida, where it's like 180 degrees and humidity that you can die out there. But it's Sunday, it's, you know, Saturday ends, and obviously I have my fun and take it a little bit to the next level and re-level because I'm not playing Sunday.
Yeah.
So now I walk into the clubhouse. I walk in there and I look at the lineup card. Or I stumble in there, excuse me. I look at the lineup card and I'm leading off. I'm like, oh my fucking God.
With a hangover.
And I panicked. I just, 10 hours out. I couldn't get an IV in me that would have helped. And so I look into the right, and there's Fregosi in his office, and he gives me a little smirk. He said, we were playing bad. So I'm thinking. I said, I know what I'm going to do. I got these fuckers. I'm going to get thrown out of this game. Okay. I got him again. So Eric Gregg, remember big Eric Gregg? He's behind the dish.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping. I don't know whoever fishing for us. And by the way, it's 180 with humidity. So he throws the first pitch pass right down the middle. I start screaming, Eric Gregg, you back, you so crazy on him. Crazy. And he says, Lenny, I already know it. Jimmie already told me. He said, if I'm going to be out here in this heat for 2.5 hours, you're going to be out here in this heat for 2.5 hours.
You could throw a punch and you're staying in this game, Lenny.
Yeah? See, Fregosi got ahead of me on that.
Oh, man.
Plans, you know?
Well, he played. He knows what's up.
Somehow I lived through that.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's crazy. Yeah, Fregosi played. He knew it was up.
Yeah, he did play. And he played on and off the field, too. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, great manager. Yeah.
He knew how to play that game.
Yeah.
He's been thrown out on purpose a time or two.
Hi, this is for the podcast. Hey, it's Linda Cohn from ESPN Sports Center. But as you know, a long-time Mets fan. In fact, I've been a Mets fan since I was a little girl, and that's a long time ago. Because I'm bored every day during this pandemic, I've been passing the time, among other things, watching, rewatching, reliving 1986, the Mets' incredible postseason, and your heroics, Lenny Dykstra, which will always have a place in every Mets fan's heart. Really, including mine. We will never forget. And if that wasn't exciting enough, I noticed that you've gone 2 years without getting arrested. That's a huge step. I mean, I'm being serious. That's a big step. So congrats on that. Yeah, I hope it continues. In fact, Met fans hope it continues. We're rooting for you. It's really true. So 2 years arrest-free, keep it going. That's the kind of streak you never want to end, right? Great. Bye.
Hey, Lenny. Pat McDonald here, your comic friend from Toronto. Congratulations on 2 years for not being arrested. That's actually a huge deal for a fucking psychopath like yourself. Appreciate you doing my show a little while back. Last time you were in my city, you took a real beating, but not as bad a beating as that mouth of yours took. My understanding is since you stopped playing, the only job you could get is servicing the bad end of a glory hole. Looking at your mouth while talking to you is like staring into my fleshlight after I'm done using it for a week. But all my best, buddy. Take care.
Hey everybody, it's Chrissy Mayer from the Chrissy Mayer podcast and the West Spot on Compound Media. Congrats to Lenny Dykstra, the denture dumpster diver of Jersey. I always forget why they call you Nails when we all know you're all about that big hammer in your pants. Lenny's the only guy I know who's rounded the bases more in prison than on the ball field. Even though Lenny has had incidents and arrests involving drunk driving, sexual assault, and grand theft auto, it's safe to say that his biggest mistake after retiring from baseball was his nails off the rails pilot on Compound Media. Yikes, what a bomb. He often brags about his oral skills. I hope to God you mean eating pussy, because I've heard you sing, and ugh. Last year, Lenny was supposed to fight the Bagel Boss in celebrity boxing. You know, the little midget from Long Island. At the weigh-in, Bagel Boss was so small and white, Lenny actually tried to cut him up and snort him up his nose. Anyway, Lenny, congrats on going 2 years without any arrests or any sucking dick or whatever it is that you've done. Love you. Bye.
Hey, Nails. This is Emil Michael, the former chief business officer at Uber. Big congrats on reaching 2 days without being arrested, 2 years without being arrested. We're really proud of you. I know it's hard to do, but me and all the Uber drivers in the world, thank you. And, way to go. Let's make it another 2 years, my friend. Bye-bye.
I'm kind of the man of the people, whether that's on my baseball team or now. Like now I'm all about keeping America safe, about making sure they understand that they have to get tested and for the coronavirus. This is crazy. Like, we're literally living in the twilight zone right now. This is fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't even imagine what that California stuff.
There's no plan.
There's
no plan.
You guys are just stuck, right? Everything's closed still.
Everything, everywhere. Yeah. So what do you do? I mean, there's no money going into the kitty, so you can't divide it out there. And you're talking about, it's just a major, again, it's hard to explain. Life has stopped as we knew it, and I don't know how they're going to restart it unless they test everyone. Concerts.
Listen, we got live shows, Lenny, that are not happening for the foreseeable
sold out theater shows that are just being rescheduled and rescheduled.
It's really crazy,
Yeah,
it's nuts.
And the thing about it is the only way to get this somewhat going forward is to do testing,
and
that's the system, and but at the end of the day, it's again, no one wants to recognize how bad it is, but the trillions of dollars and the money that when money's not being thrown in the kitties for everyone to split up, you got problems.
Yeah, man.
So, and by the way, anybody that's short the stock market right now is crazy.
I'm staying the fuck away from anything because I have very little money, Lenny.
I don't want it to be on fire like everybody else is at this moment.
I'd like to use that for gas eventually.
I can go somewhere.
That's what it's reserved for.
That's where we're at right now.
I was hearing the story the other day. I was blown away. Bill Gates predicted this in 18. It was crazy. I don't know if you knew that.
A lot of people did.
Yeah. And Bill put a bunch of money into a bunch of shit.
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago on our Small Town Murder podcast. We said there's got to be. We basically, we did. It's a big long thing. People have brought it up on social media lately.
We're due for a pandemic, is what we said, and here a flu.
We described
pandemic,
it,
an actual viral pandemic, and here it is.
We described it. Well, it looks like now.
I guarantee you this is what happened. I'm pretty sure this is what happened.
I figure by
the Chinese governor or whatever, he said he called in his best scientists over there, and he said, "Hey, listen, motherfuckers, okay, these Americans, Trump, he's walking around like their economies, everything's flourishing. We got to slow this down here. So I want you guys to create and make something so crazy that they can't figure out what it is. And so, because it's just kind of ironic or weird how it happened in one city and it stopped, okay?
Yeah.
And the whole world now is feeling it, but again,
at the beginning they were talking about it was predisposed to Asian genetics, so Americans
that was funny.
Didn't
I was
even give a shit.
I don't know if that's
that
true.
Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so. It's human.
it's been handled like that. I mean, because no one wanted to accept that it was real.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of like that too. But now, like when I tell you if you don't wear a mask, I mean, that's a couple times I almost got arrested too. When they said you have to wear a mask to come in the store, and I said, I have to what? And they said you have to wear it's law. You have to wear a mask. Yeah, and so like I mean, it's just again it's unprecedented times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in for it.
And we're in for it, and that's why when you guys do your show and we can bring a little bit of humor and entertainment to some people's lives to try to get out of this crazy world we're living in right now. That's why your show is special, and that's why I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you.
That means a lot.
That's why, too,
I'm sucking your guys' dick.
Well, speaking of nice words, people that are not necessarily just going to suck your dick, we have a list of people.
Yeah, we have so many voicemails.
Who sent us voicemails and called into our line here to say unbelievably sweet things to you.
We're going to sprinkle them in throughout the course of this call and do it that way. And, so many people, even a Crime and Sports alum. We even had Doc Gooden call in for you.
Fantastic.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, man, lots of cool people.
Yeah, this message is for Lenny Dykstra, the dude, the nails, the catalyst, white chocolate. This is from Chili World, 1993 NL Champs. Dude, I'm going to say happy birthday. So everybody else will say happy anniversary. Bro, you know what you got to do. Man up. Stay the course. Stay the path, bro. Congrats, man. Stay free from the cell, Just stay free, man. Be a free man. Don't be a product of the environment. All right, bro. From Chili World, 1993 NL Champs. God bless you. Love you, man. Always, dude. Hit me up whenever you feel like it, bro. Peace.
Yeah, hi, it's Tom Davis. I'm the New Jersey editor of Patch.com. I've gotten to know Lenny pretty well in recent years. Like I tell you, I've known Lenny for a really long time, and I just want to wish him happy second anniversary on his not getting arrested. I covered that arrest. But I gotta tell you, whole thing looked wrong to me, man. This guy, imagine this guy should be in the Hall of Fame, for crying out loud. I mean, think about it, okay? He was like, basically the guy who should have won the NLCS MVP in 1986. They gave it to Mike Scott, Houston Astro cheater, right? He got the two biggest hits in Mets history. Game-winning home run in Game 3 and then the big triple in Game 6. Come on. And then, what did the Mets do? They traded him. I'm severe minority, Lenny. They should have kept you, put you in center field, starting for a decade. And if you were there, you would have been with some good guys. You eventually would have been playing with Piazza. I thought they should have traded Mookie Wilson. I know, unpopular opinion. Imagine you in that lineup in 1999, leading off, maybe Ricky batting second, Piazza third maybe, and then Ventura fourth. That's the way it should have been, man. It was like Tug McGraw. You're both a Philly and a Met, but to me you're a Met. All right. So just want to again wish you a happy anniversary. Congratulations, and hey, let's stay in touch. See ya.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Adam. This is Marsha Landorf. I'm calling in response to Lenny's big celebration, get out of jail free day. I'm very proud of him that he's kept his nose clean for the last 2 years. And what I would like to add to his celebration is something a little different. I know everybody is celebrating, he's an extraordinary athlete and elite, and he likes to put on this bad boy image and party animal and so on. But over the years and through Twitter, actually, I learned that Lenny has a very sensitive side, a soft side, and he's also extremely intelligent and very nice. He called, when I first started talking to him, he called me old sport. And I thought he was calling me old sport because I'm old and I love sports. I'm going to be 62 this year. But actually, he explained to me, which I had read the book, The Great Gatsby, many years ago, and he reminded me that one of the great characters in that book was Old Sport. So ever since then, he always calls me Old Sport. And it's not meant as a detriment. And we've had many discussions. I'm also Jewish. So we have spoken on that side of Lenny, you know, where he is very interested in Judaism. I myself am ultra reformed. So he's even taught me a few things about the religion that I didn't know. But I'm very proud of him. I wish him the best. He's an awesome person, and I'm very happy. And I just hope for the rest of his life he stays out of jail, stays out of trouble, because Lenny being free to do what he wants is a good thing. We don't want Lenny behind bars. Lenny in bars, having a good time is fun. Lenny behind bars, not so much. Anyway, please give him my regards and thank him very much for wanting to include me in this. And I appreciate your time and your effort, and looking forward to, I told him to send me the link, or maybe you can, when this does come out. I would love to read it, listen to it, whatever it is. And again, my regards to all. Thank you.
Hello, this is Glendon Rush calling in. I got a message for my man Lenny Dykstra. Nails, want to congratulate you on your 2 years of freedom. Congrats, buddy. Proud of you. Nails Nation is proud of you. Talk soon. Bye.
Kurt Schilling left you a very nice one that's pretty hilarious. That's as well that we'll play in here, and lots of good stuff. You're going to be very, very happy with the outpouring of support,
which is pretty fantastic because he grew up.
I gotta give Sarah and Adam all
yeah, man. They worked so hard this week to organize this whole thing for us, and we owe a great debt of gratitude to both of them, and then again also to you for nutting up yet again in your career, and you took lumps from us, but you also came back swinging and were willing to sit down and talk to us, and we really can't thank you enough.
Yeah, man, we really we've.
Thank you for having me on my show. On your show is awesome because, like I said, you guys call like it is. I mean, and what it is what it is. And, like, I'm not looking to try to blame someone else or do. Like, the bottom line is. If I did it, I did it, and so own it,
Yeah.
And that's why in business, ego kills, So humility is actually a very powerful thing, and you realize you're a lot happier living that way opposed to trying to, like Ron Darling. What's he going through right now every day?
Yeah.
What he's doing right now? And this is what gets me off. He thinks about me every fucking night before he goes to bed.
And I don't understand why that guy went to fucking Yale. Like, doesn't he have anything better to do than write a book accusing people of bullshit? Because I'll be honest with you, we talked to you briefly before, and the Ron Darling thing, we brought it up on the show. Ron Darling, for the listeners out there, in case you missed it, Ron Darling accused Lenny during the '86 World Series of, before a game while Oil Can Boyd was warming up, of hurling pretty vicious racial slurs at him in front of press, other players, 40,000 people, and no one on the face of the earth heard these slurs except for Ron Darling, who has supersonic, amazing, unbelievable spy game hearing. And he apparently
he said it in Klingon, and he was the only one.
He's the only one who understood.
Right.
So he apparently got out his notebook and jotted that down word for word, and decided to quote it 35 years later. So I didn't buy that.
Instead of taking medical leave of absence, it was kind of coincidental on that medical leave, but that's a whole other story for that. We'll come back to that if you guys want me on. And
definitely.
A real story.
Yeah.
If you think my story's crazy, wait till you hear this one. It is, because everything in my life is crazy. Like for instance, when in Chicago, they first started playing night games. So what happened is they played, the fans revolted, so they didn't play a lot. So at the beginning, they spread them out. So the very first night game, Rick Sutcliffe's on the mound with that big dome in his. It was his first pitch here. I fucking turn and burn, hit it off that turquoise sign out there and right. Hit a home run. Third inning starts pouring. Just rain. And I'm not even thinking about the first home run there, but Clubby comes in, says game's over, everybody goes, so it's washed out. So it gets washed off the board.
Oh, sure.
They have to play 5 innings for it to count.
Yeah.
So we go back into Chicago, and a night game. No one's hit a home run yet. Mike Bilecki's pitching. Okay, Iron Mike. You get right over the top like a pitching machine. He throws me a first pitch fastball. I torque his ass and hit it for a second time.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's crazy right there.
Yeah.
It is.
That's fucking, yes, it is fucking, because you figure, shit, I lost that home run now.
Right. I'm trying to fly to Monaco every other weekend trying to fuck Princess Stephanie. That's crazy, too.
No, that's wild. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, the over-the-top Bilecki delivery, that's hilarious. The pitching machine delivery. He did have an absolute pitching machine delivery, man. Slinging right over the top. That's hilarious.
Pedestrian all day.
What?
But like my boy Billy Dean, like I said, a Deaner, he's always reading books. He was just raised. He's to me probably the best general manager. Other than Oakland teams to win.
Well, he went to Stanford too, didn't he?
We were good friends.
Yeah.
But he's reading these books all the time. I'd say, dude, that's hurting your eyes, man. That's why you're having trouble. I mean, but the reality is, in baseball, if you can't deal and understand the fact that baseball, as far as an offensive player, is about managing or limiting your failure, because even if you're the best player, you're going to fail 70% of the time. Okay, so you have to be able to manage that failure and deal with it, and that all starts with a game plan. Okay. I'm not telling everybody to go out there and spend $500,000 and have umpires all around like I did, but that's just how I roll.
It's a good option if you can do it. It's not a bad option.
It's a great option. Instead of saying, hey, how you doing tonight? How you doing tonight? Because I hate brown-nosing people. I can't take it. Yeah. They're just like,
Lenny, I hope you stay on this path and keep your things together.
Definitely
your life together, and I hope that Major League Baseball finds some place for you where they can utilize you. You're so baseball,
your personality
smart.
and your baseball.
You've got personality. You're so good for baseball, and I really hope that they bring you back to it.
That's my question for you, Lenny. Is what you have psychologically for the game is what 85% of the game players are missing in the game. Mm-hmm. You can be the biggest, strongest, most athletic, fastest son of a bitch in the world. Look at Jose and Ozzie Canseco. Yeah. Same exact fucking DNA. Right. One couldn't hit shit, and the other one has 500 home runs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a...
No, you are right. You're right, and I appreciate that, because there is a mentality, and that mentality is it takes... You need... Look, it all starts with a game plan. It's kind of like in life. I mean, like in baseball, you're always trying to get yourself in a predictable situation. And I mean, so if you can get ahead in the count, you can sit on a fastball. Mm-hmm. But I didn't carry that situation in baseball into life. I was kind of like more living in this unpredictable situation, which ended me. But that's why the name of my book. I wrote a book. It was the hardest thing I ever did, by the way. I mean, third chapter LLC, and then that's the entity that owned it. And the reason I did that is because the first chapter of my life was, tits and ass, okay? Like, everything was perfect, big leagues. The second chapter was great, but then it came to a screaming halt, and then straight, like I fell through, and like the people that are living rough. But no, I went all the way down. Okay, yeah. So the third chapter hasn't been written. Okay, so my whole deal is like I want to be a factor. I wanted them to do something. Maybe I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is. I still think the biggest thing hasn't happened in my life yet. So I'm going. I always go forward. I don't go backward. I know these people. There's depression is like rules, like a real illness or something, and I feel sorry for people that have that. But I don't live that way. I mean, I live going forward because every day above ground for me is a good fucking day, trust me.
Yeah. For all of us.
You got a competitive nature, and we need people like you in the world, not just in...
Hey, Lenny, you psycho, wacko, lunatic. This is Angelo Cataldi at WIP Radio in Philadelphia. Congrats on your 2-year anniversary of the most recent arrest. At least you haven't been in the slammer during this pandemic. Philadelphia Sports Radio would hate to lose you. Nothing has entertained our city more than your absurd, obnoxious behavior. Hey, Mitch Williams sends his best. Got any stock tips?
Hey, I'm calling to leave a message to celebrate the anniversary of Lenny Dykstra's 2nd year without being arrested or going to prison. That is incredible. I wrote a book called Tough Jews, so I'm kind of an expert on this subject of the most recalcitrant gangsters and criminals ever in America, so I know what an accomplishment that is. I will notice, though, there is a distinction between getting arrested and, getting caught and doing the crime. So good job, Lenny, all the way around, no matter what's going on. And I'm very happy for you. And I know from here it's going to be all line drives up the middle. Happy anniversary.
Hey, Lenny, congratulations. You have done it. You've done 2 years. 2 years without getting arrested. Way to go. We know we can get you. We can get 2 more. Then another year will be 5 years. And pretty soon you'll have a whole decade. And that's the type of street statements you're going to be on this. I believe in you and all of our fans, and Tanks Army believes in you. And we don't need any cops setting you up either. So keep up the good work, Lenny. Way to go.
My guy, Lenny Dykstra. I wouldn't miss this for the world. This is your good buddy, co-host of the Bernie and Sid in the Morning Show on Talk Radio 77, WABC here in New York, the Bernie and Sid Show. But you couldn't get fucking Juan San Walker, so you got me instead. That's fine. Lonnie Darling, that's fine. I don't mind hopping on. Listen, all I can say is thank the Lord I didn't take up your invitation to get in that car with you, Crook, and Dalton that day in Philadelphia. Remember that? Listen to me. You're doing great. No one's mad at you. Nobody's suing you. Nobody's saying bad shit about you. You're doing great. For what it's worth, Lenny, all kidding aside, I love you. I do. You know, I have a lot of I mean, I never hit a home run in a World Series game, but you and I are a lot alike. So I think that you will deserve it of all of this. I hope your friends show up and say very nice things here. I mean, show up, obviously, but on the internet. And long life. And when this thing is all over, Lenny, you and I going out for drinks, even though the truth is you and I should never drink. Never. But it's nice just to say that. You know what I'm saying, pal, right? All right, Lenny. Have a good time tonight. Peace.
Hey, Lenny. This is Sue from Long Island. I just wanted to wish you a happy 2 years issue-free. I've been a huge fan of yours since I was 10 years old. You are my reason for loving baseball and my reason for being a die-hard Mets fan as a kid. You're also the reason why I'm rebelling against them forever since the day they traded you. It's been really cool chatting with you on Twitter, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate all your well wishes for my mom and your offer to call her. You're a good guy. I hope you stay safe and healthy. I know you'll stay out of trouble, and your fans are always behind you. Bye-bye.
My point is there a way that you can convey this? Is there a way that you can basically can you be a guru for these younger players to teach them how to get their heads out of their asses and how to have that thing that you had? Or is that something that is inherent in your brain and can that not be taught, basically? Is that something that you either have or you don't, or is that something you can do?
That's actually a great question because it's kind of half and half. I mean, but you can't teach. It's kind of like my shrink buddy, the New York high-end shrink up Upper East Side. You know, I used to go to him to get a hall pass to get out for a weekend if I know the truth. And he just wanted to hear my pussy story. So, but anyway.
I did too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I say to him, like, he dealt with a lot of, like, marital problems. And I say, like, what's the deal? Does it work? Can you fix them? Does it help? He says, 3 things have to happen for a marriage to work. And I said, well, what do you mean work? He said, for them to be happy. And I said, oh, yeah, okay, that works. That makes sense. He says, physical attraction is probably 60%. And then, you have to be able to get along with the person, and you have to be able to provide some stability. But if the first one's there, you got no chance. You're drawn dead, okay? Mm-hmm. Meaning, he said, I can't tell the husband, hey, your wife, she's really got nice tits, and you should really be attracted to her.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
Generally crushes a friendship.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, it's either there or it isn't there. So what again, I kind of took a different angle on my answer to.
No, that's a great analogy.
But the thing is it's either there or it isn't there as far as being a gamer, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there are things that people can teach these players that they don't know. Like, half the players in Major League Baseball don't know how to hit.
Yeah.
But they get away with it because of their talent,
Mm-hmm.
And so, but at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing, and that is you gotta know or believe that you did something in this world to be a factor, to help people or give some people some hope or do something. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I love it.
Well, that's good stuff, Lenny. Jesus, that's a perfect place to leave it, I think. And we're proud of you. Not to be patronizing. We're proud, not condescending. Right? We're proud to be associated with you for your efforts that you're making right now and everything else. And we wish you all the continued success and luck. And we just hope great things happen for you in the future. And we'll stay in touch with you.
And again, can't thank you enough for support. Sarah, Adam, all the fans out there. I mean, we took something that was, I did get kidnapped by an Uber driver, whatever. The bottom line is, back to the result. The cops came on, and the cooler you went. So that's the result. But so the 2 years, and so everybody to step up and rally has been awesome. And I'm grateful, I'm grateful. And I'm probably grateful because the humility is there now. So
that helps.
Awesome being on your show, and I really appreciate your time. And, I always say, you want to talk to me, best time to reach me is 24/7.
Oh, man.
No doubt, brother. We will stay in touch. Right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks again, Lenny. Be safe, brother. Have a good day.
Thanks, Lenny.
Got it. Bye-bye.
Hey, Lenny, Aubrey Huff here, man. I just wanted to reach out and say congratulations on being 2 years free, brother. No prison. I can't, I got to tell you, brother, we never played together, but I've gotten to know you a little bit after the game, and I just want to thank the universe, God, whatever. I know you don't believe in God, so it's going to be really hot where you're going, but anyway, I just thank God every day that I didn't play with you, because I think I'd be dead. You have a special liver. You have a special brain. And I know as we get older, and I know I'm 43, and Lenny, you look like you're 90. That's some hard fucking city mile living you got going, buddy. But our bodies start to break down. Our mind starts to drift away. And, man, I got to tell you, it's going to be really, really interesting to see you in the old folks' home. And that's what I predict your next arrest is going to be, when you're trying to find the slot in the old folks' home. So, anyway, having said that, my friend, congratulations again on being 2 years out of prison. You'll be in there soon. That's my guess, and I'm sticking to it. All right, my friend.
Hey, this is Ben Maller, and I understand Lenny Dykstra has now made it 2 years without being arrested. And you think about modern history of mankind, some of the accomplishments that have taken place in the history of the world. You think of the great works of Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa. You think of some of the stuff that Michelangelo did, the works of William Shakespeare. But the fact that Lenny Dykstra could stay out of handcuffs and not have to do a perk walk for 2 years is one of the greatest. It's up there on the pantheon of accomplishments in human history. Congratulations, Lenny. I'm proud of you. How about 4 more years? 4 more years.
Hey, Lenny,
This is Ellie Honig. Wanted to say a few words about you on the occasion of your second anniversary arrest-free. So growing up in the 80s in South Jersey, hardcore Philly territory, the Mets were public enemy number one. And you, Lenny, well, I actually liked you more than anybody else in town did, and I fucking hated you until that glorious day. June 19th, 1989, I can still see the headline. Phil's trade Juan Samuel for Lenny freaking Dykstra. And just to rub it in, we stole Roger McDowell, too. Lenny immediately went from most hated guy in Philly to the absolute most loved. Juan Samuel for Lenny Dykstra still makes me smile. Hey, Mets, you can have 20 Juan Samuels for Lenny. And if you think about it, no human being better embodied his city than Lenny and Philly. If Philly could somehow take human form, be Lenny Dykstra. Not Rocky's fiction. No, not Will Smith, love him, but he's too glamorous. Lenny is everything that Philly is. An underdog, sloppy, dirty, scrapper, loyal, mouthful of chew, and a goddamn winner. Of course, the 1993 season was the highlight. Lenny lit up the vet. He led the league in hits, runs, walks, crazy numbers, and he single-handedly dragged the Phils to the World Series. Yet somehow, Lenny got jobbed in the MVP voting, finishing second to Barry freaking Bonds. Give me a break. You know Bonds was juicing like crazy that year, while Lenny was... Actually, on second thought, scratch that. I'll never forget that night Lenny hit for the cycle. He slammed some HGH before the game. He got ejected for cursing at the ump. He drained a six-pack back in the clubhouse, and he got a DUI on the way home. And it's funny now, looking back, I used to watch you play, Lenny, and feel inspired. It turns out, years later, you did end up being a real inspiration for me in my professional career. Not as a baseball player, of course, I was never any good, but as a prosecutor. In all seriousness, Lenny, I want to congratulate you. 2 years clean. You were a great ball player, but what people don't know is that you're a good soul and you're working hard to get better every day in life. Stay strong, my friend. Keep it on the straight and narrow.
Hey, this is Seth Quinn from Team Nails. I just want to give a shout out to my boys for being 2 years out of jails. And we're all around here. My man's out of jail. I'm out of jail. Lane's out of jail. Shit. What is happy to have you here, baby? Hold on.
Eddie, I'm out of jail for a year and a half. I did the race, baby. I'm out here. Delco out here. We about to switch it to Jersey, baby. Swing it on.
That boy Jersey in here. Shout out my boy Lenny. We out. My boy out. Thank God. We cooling and let's get to it.
Sean Gallagher here. Fucking Philly, bro. Fucking Philly. And can I just get a little E-A-G-L, Eagles?
Go Birds, baby.
Lenny Dykstra, this is Stacy Pressman here, comedian, non-arrested person, never been arrested in my life. I am so proud of you. 2 years, no arrest. Many people could say that, but this is a big deal for you. You have a diverse arrest record, the most I've probably ever seen, from fraudulent checks to hookers. Don't you know you leave that in the drawer, money in the drawer? I don't know why you write a check to a hooker, but anyway, she accepted checks. I'm not gonna bash her business. Stealing floors and granite countertops and an oven. You could always take my oven because I don't use it. I'm a Jew. I don't cook. You had, I'm sure you had drug arrests. You know, you can't miss that. You didn't have murder, not yet. You had sexual assault on the Sabbath, which is not, you know, I don't know why, but Saturday was your rape day. You dumpster dived for your dentures, which sounds like a great charity. I think I'm going to develop that as a charity for people who can't afford dentures. Dumpster diving for charity for dentures. Dumpster diving for dentures. And now it's been 2 years and there's no arrest for Lenny Dykstra. 2 years. Now, most people would be like, you know, that's not a big accomplishment, but for you, that is an accomplishment. That is like 20 years for me. So I want to say congratulations on your non-arrest record for 2 years. I hope that you have 2 more years, or at least 2 more months, and you keep getting in trouble because it's more fun when you're in trouble. I like bad boys. So congratulations on 2 years of not being arrested. Keep your crimes federal prison, not, you know, don't go for murder or rape or anything like that. Not too good. If you need dentures, let me know. And good luck, Lenny. Love ya. Hit another home run into someone's house. maybe they'll arrest you, and that'll be another diverse crime that you committed for, I guess, obstruction. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, for damaging property. But that's nothing to you. Yeah, vandalism. So just keep hitting balls into people's houses. That's your next thing. Congratulations on home runs, on arrests, and non-arrests.
Hey, it's Mike again. So you guys cut me off. So real quick, I just want to wrap this up. Just edit this in if you can. Lenny holds a special place in my heart. He's a great dude, and happy to be a part of this broadcast. Rock and roll, Len. Congratulations on your 2 years. Hopefully it's another 2, and I'll see you on the flip side, man. Good luck, guys.
Hope everybody enjoyed our interview there with Lenny Dykstra, celebrating 2 years. We had him down in the basement, in the cellar here, all locked away, keeping him safe. You know, I don't know if we're keeping him safe or the world safe. Either way,
keeping him from us or us from him.
Either way, we don't know. Either way, though, he's safe and he made it, and we're very, very proud of Lenny.
Congrats, Lenny.
Thanks everybody for following the Lenny Dykstra saga all through this 4 years and 3 episodes. It's quite the arc, we'll say. It's a trilogy. And hopefully we'll talk to Lenny in the future and hear more about him doing very, very well. Yeah, absolutely. And what you can do here, and we want to hear from you that we're doing well. You can. So you can do that very easily by going over to Apple Podcasts, that purple icon. Get on there, give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. Say you're following instructions, following directions. It just helps on the business end, helps drive us up the charts. We have no goddamn idea why, but thank you for doing it. We really do appreciate it. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder related. Listen to Small Town Murder every Thursday, of course. If you're not, you are missing out and screwing up. So check that out. Get all your merchandise there, tickets to live shows whenever they do end up happening. You'll have tickets to them. Like, hey, look at that. It's here finally. So that'll be good. You can do that. Follow everything we have. All sorts of new merch up there and good stuff like that. If you want to be, follow us on social media, damn it. You can follow us there. We are at not Murder Small. We're a wrong damn show. At Crime and the easiest one. At Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, and at Small Town Murder on Instagram. See, I should have just rolled with it. That's the problem.
Yeah, you had the opportunity.
Damn it, Small Town Murder on Instagram. I fucked it all up. See, this is what happens. Lenny frazzles us. We don't know what we're doing. That's what happens, man. See, sometimes you miss it, and then luckily I didn't have to go to jail. So that's good. If you want to be a producer of ours, if you want to have Jimmie screw up your name and make us very happy people, and you know what, just feel good about yourself, that you're a good person. Not only that, have access to tons of bonus material. You can do that very easily by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports, or head over to PayPal if you want to just be a nice person and make a one-time donation using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. This week we have a really cool Patreon episode lined up for Crime and Sports. It's about the kind of how the media has said wrestling is fake, and then how people are like, no, it's not, forever. Literally, our story starts in 1920 with people being like, this is a sham. It's fucking amazing. And it leads all the way up to, when Vince McMahon finally says publicly that wrestling is, not on the up and up, quote unquote, in the 80s, and the John Stossel slap and all that.
It's certainly on the up and up in terms of entertainment. It's absolutely entertainment.
Yeah. And we'll get into all that. We'll talk about all of that and kind of what that entails and all that shit. But it's going to be a really fun Patreon. So get on that. Check that out. That's at the $5 or above level, and everything like that. And I think it's time, Jimmie. I think it's time, without any further ado.
Should I give it to you, James?
I think it's time to give it to me. Give it to me hard. Slap me in jail. Keep me in the basement to keep me away from these damn people. Hit me with the names of the greatest people on the damn face of the earth, Jimmie.
This week's executive producers are Gene Lyon, Jill Fry, Christiane Castaldi. Thanks. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Courtney Cheney, Amy Spicer donated both ways. Thank you, Amy. Heather Langdon, Galen Harris, Susanna Platt, Carrie Clark. Congratulations on your daughter, Razor Strong. She listens to us with the baby, which is
sweet.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Brand new. Travis with no last name. Don Tanner. What did I do? Lumblamba? No. Wumbago? I think. I don't know. That's a tough one. Samantha with no last name. Jordan Bennett, Terry Anderson, Pamela Sloan, the original Pamela.
Austin
Kuykendall, Corey Herman, Daniel Literal. Kathleen.
Literally Daniel.
Yes, it is. Kathleen with no last name. Danielle Harris. Dan Seward. Anastasia with no last name. Aaron Edrington. Bailey. Sorry. Duncan. Tim Peterson. Jordan Hall. Chelsea O'Neill. Efren Valentine, I think. Nicole Ellis. Diane McCreary. Justin Sarr. Thanks, Justin. Heather Gunn. Santiago Quinones. And other producers this week. Are we ready? We're ready. Catherine, what is this? Logan, hang in there. It's going to get better. You're a real hero. That's the God's honest truth.
You are.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Carl Kirshner, Josh Jessup, Danielle Stewart, James Martyr, Jude Kendall, Greg Hoffman, I think, Cherie Taylor, Colin Fishbaugh, John Knickerbocker, Reagan Shaukley, Ashley Vio, Andrea Cleaver, Peyton Meadows, Ryan Shank donated both ways. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bobby Bierce, I think, is what that is. Christina, no, it's Kristen. Quintiliani, that's it. Adam Dugdale, Raja Nicole, Trey Volkanar, Vicky Gleave, Corey Camper, Alexis Clark, Madeline Clark, Shandell Whitney. Thank you very much, Shandell.
Yeah, thank you.
Guy Amster, Bill Kirchner, Lisa Funsize, Chew Talk, I think.
Fun size shoes.
She's
tiny shoes.
Stephanie Christ, Jesus' daughter, obviously.
Tell Dad we said hi, really. I know he's busy, but I've been meaning to text him back. Tell him sorry.
Hollis Lieb, or Lieby, Anna Arredondo, that's it. Sarah Acosta, Tim Donahoe, Brittany Whitehall, Susan Gale, Unisha Butler, Patrick Paulus, Joel Ponchak, Christopher Danley, Wayne Rose, Taylor Zito, that's obviously, Chuck.
Yeah, it's Barry's.
Right.
Barry and Chuck's
Rose
offspring.
Agar, Janice Hill.
They had them together.
Graham Wilson, Megan Lee, Kelly with no last name, Shannon Henny Seiler, Kristen George, Jessica Doherty.
Darty?
No, that's not it either.
Okay.
Galen Harris, I think I said that. Jessica Sherman, Brenna Pink Pampina.
Okay. I mean, it's your list, Jimmy.
It certainly sounds gross.
It's sure up to you. I don't know.
Marvin Page, Danielle Mar, Jessica Sherman, Jackie Sukup, George Callahan, Abby with no last name, Kyla Stevens, Emily Buzka, I think, Krista Walker, Thomas Smith, Nicholas Palmieri, Mike Harrison, Allison Sellers, Melissa McAllister, Hall's Famer TV, I think, Christina Lambert, Courtney Gillespie, Sarah Bareilles, Jesse McCrary, Anne Marie Navarro, Amateur Radio, that's easy enough. Kayla Ripe, Marissa Silic, God damn it, Robert Jones, Samantha McClintock, Linda with no last name, Tracy Jacobs.
Hey, the name you could pronounce. That's terrific. You're good.
Josh Gardner, Dixon Jimenez. Oh, I get it. Jimmy's ass. I see what you're doing, Dixon. Joe Tubioli, no, Amanda Renee, Ruben Rodriguez, Tracy Shipper, The Goggles, Trey Bivens, Azariah Jelks.
Steven, give it a second shot.
Laura Dowd.
Nope, all right, moving on.
Kim Corrigan Hatfield, Kevin Withrow, Jillian Meehan, Carrie McCall, Rachel Clark, Courtney with no last name, Brianna Ruskover, Jessica Shannon, Allison Newbold, Beth Mitchell, Stevie Ryder, Dakota Cleaver, Bridget O'Malley, Derek Domini, Jenny with no last name, Savory, I think, Cheryl Elder, Brian Freeze, Brain Freeze. That's what that is.
Makes more sense than
Jason Angel, Janet with no last name, John Little, Donald Schrumpf Jr., okay. Henry Lewis, Taylor Schulte, Pablo Diablo, Cody, Martin Haler. I'm really at the end of my rope.
You're doing a bang-up job, Jimmy.
Helen
I got to tell you.
James Meadows, Matt Chu, Beth McDonald, Matthew Tharp, Kate Cheney, Meredith Kummel, Noah Tolbert, Ryland Jones, Emily Dumas, Mike Griffin.
He wants
Lisa
to give
Goyer,
up so bad right now. You have no idea how much he wants to just go, never mind,
Caleb
and leave.
Brown,
No clue.
Daniel Feliciano, Ethan with no last name, Nicole Watson, Amy Sorensen, Sean Spungenogel.
That's perfect.
Jessica H., Debbie Patasic, probably not. Ryan Early, Bill Blomberg, Sarah McCracken, Chris Jondro, Ben White, Caitlin Comber, what did I do? Coberline, Shelby Graham, Brian Cruz, William Pates, Brian with no last name, Christy Rauscher, Nathan Nolte, You Rule, Heather Sue. That's what I wrote. That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
Julia Takuhana, Jennifer Weather, Courtney Carter, Madison McCall, Molly Whitmore, Victoria Sykes, Kasuka Dragon, Shelley Jones, Lisa Tucker, Molly Whitmore, and Madison McCall. I said that. Damn it. Okay. Now, Voyager, Jonas Doder, it's not right. I'm sorry. Zach Michael, Bill Cook, Lauren Besser, Zabel Thomas, Callum Foster, Jennifer Rausch, Entrapment, Ed Fredrickson, Michael Lepley, Jessica Groinovich, Jeffrey Lee, Benga with no last name, Joel Wassam, Jennifer Haddad, Ian Rigel, Cindy Finney, Erica Compliment, I think, Loretta Hayward, Bennett, Ryan Murray, Josh Leonard, Haley P, Stephen Kovich, Laura Carpenter, Mark and Tiffany the Gooch Holbrook, Colleen Jams or Sams, I don't know if that's a J or an S, Woody Watson, Nanette Mijas, Amira Baltimore, Nicholas Augustine, Tyler Crowder, Charmel, Lori League, Isabel Silverstein, Nathan Laird, Becky Hoekstra, Catherine Tierney, Nathan Gardner, Stephen St. John, Heather Rogers, and that was a whole bunch of R's on purpose.
Yeah.
Fiona Lees,
stacked them.
Ashley Foradry, Michelle Snodgrass, Nick, goddammit, Gildea?
God damn it, Gildea.
That's not right, but I think I tried.
All right.
Rachel
Fair
Elizabeth,
enough.
Sasha Barker, Total Axe in Detroit. Thank you very much. Brandon Paquin, Matt Wojtecki, I think. Julia Barcia, James McNairn, Meg with no last name, Tim Porter, Allison Atkinson, Delia Keefe, Tasha Jarozinski, Tex Kirker, Christopher Romero, Michael Costable. Travis Cowner, I think I did that right. Dennis Zimner, Courtney Hawkins, Amber Pendleton, Ben Byrne, Ashley Case, Jane Gordon, Vegas Matt, Catherine Norfleet, Kitka Galvin, Cody Piscatelli, Andrew Lee, Nicole Sage, Megan Cook, Sharon Quoley, Wiley, Lee Ramsdell, Ryan Fott. Home stretch, I promise. I swear to God. I'm so bad at this.
You messed up your pages. There you go.
Is brutal.
Hey, almost done.
Aaron and Emily Bensing, Tim Fitzgerald, Michaela McCullough, King Jeffrey, John Weipert, Sarah Hamilton, Vicky Gleave, Summer Thompson, David Lighton, Laura Tambellini, Audrey Escalante, Dom Lopez, Brian Cervantes, Christy Davenport, Amy Williams, Sarah Butler, Dave R., Serene Gann, Nevin Marie St. Pierre. She sent us a nice email. Thank you, Nevin. Brian Tessman, Kelly Creighton, Emma Stees, Mel Patterson, Bethany, Talema, Emma Danielle Kiger, Sherry Vaughn, Michelle Curtin, Chris Hamburg, Ryan Vanden Egenden, nope.
Yeah.
And then Richard Dykers, and every one of our Patreon supporters, obviously. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. We can't do what we do without you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Unbelievable how amazing you guys are to us. And thank you for everything, for what you do for us, your kind words, for your Patreon donations and PayPal, and keeping us afloat while we're stuck here.
There are plenty of podcasts that have Patreons, and they don't. I don't know what they do, but I want to make sure that people understand how important they are, and that's why we do this.
Absolutely.
Waste of time with just words of names. You know, that's it. We say them because
not a waste to us.
You guys,
yeah,
right.
we appreciate it. Everybody counts to us.
It's not Phil either.
No.
These shows are long and goddamn enough.
We're actually like, shit, the shout-outs are too long. Right. We have to cut it. So, yeah, trust me, it's not filler.
We put them in because
we'd like them to be faster, but we can't make them fast. Jimmy can't talk that fast. It's not an auctioneer. He's not the Micro Machines guy. So, with that said, everybody, Jimmy, how could they get a hold of you if they wanted to say something to you?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and then on Facebook, obviously. Or you can just look in Lenny's followers.
That's all. You can do that.
What about you?
You can find me at Jimmy P is Funny, or just copy and paste my name from the show description and make yourself have an easier day and not trying to spell Pietragallo. Right. So do all of that. Keep coming back week after week. We have a regular, normal story next week. Mm-hmm. It'll be more wild, insane action. Yeah. That said, everybody, live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer. I can really show you how to make some money. And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a micro-city built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.